I was given 3 old obsolete satellite receivers to take to recycling. So I thought maybe some of these may have had a hard drive in it, but no such luck. We're going to rip these things apart and get the only components out of it that are really usable. And I'll show you some of these old archaic receivers made for Shaw. I mean Star Choice. No, I mean Shaw. Check it out. So I'm shooting this video direct to a recordable DVD in HD mode. This is the camera I normally shoot my videos with, the little AX53. This is what you see. This is the camera that I normally use. I also, like, you can see all the dust in there because it's always sitting on the tripod. It never leaves the shop. This camera hasn't been in the house in, well, I don't think it's ever been in the house. I bought it and it's been out here ever since. And I have an AX33 as well that I used to use, and it's been on my backup. But this is my main camera. But we're doing this one this time on this DVD camera, and I might use a couple discs because I only get about 11 minutes per disc. In this full HD mode, we're going to do a teardown on this thing. It says you have a choice, Star Choice. Well, you don't really have a choice. It's Shaw. People that were on Shaw cable that switched to Star Choice thinking that they were going to a different company. They're not. These were given to me. Oh, look, it's even got an angle finder. I got a bunch of these things. I got 3 of them given to me. They're completely useless. They're obsolete. I don't even think the video standard even works anymore. I'll keep the video cable. We're gonna open this thing up and got it. Get the power supply and stuff out of it, and then I'm going to recycle it. So that's what this is. This is a teardown video on 3 different satellite boxes. And we'll keep it short because I want to fit it all in one disc. Of course, they didn't want you opening these things up, you know, to do with piracy and stuff, right? This is a Digicipher receiver. You could actually put a pass card in there if it was ever needed. But I think these are just MPEG 2 and everything went to MPEG 4. So I'm going to have brute force to get in here because I want the power supply. So let me get this thing open and then we'll take a look inside once I get it apart. Just noticed while this thing was sitting while I was fighting with the security screws that it went into a demo mode, like the store demo mode. Okay, here's the inside of this piece of crap. We'll take a look at the unit itself. It's got a power supply with a card reader. I'm more interested in just some of the parts of the power supply. If I can find the zoom lever on this thing, I can zoom it in. So I want the power supply out of here, just because it probably has some pretty good caps in here. And I don't think this thing's been used much over the years. Don't know how long it's been sitting. It's been sitting for a while for sure. This battery is probably dead. The problem with Digicipher receivers is they used a volatile memory to store the security keys that were used for decrypting content. And when the battery went dead, which they all did, you lost all of the keys disappeared. Now this one's at 3.1, so it's still got some voltage on here. But when it goes dead, the memory in one of these chips here is going to disappear, and then the unit can never be activated. But the thing is, this is Digicipher, and Digicipher is gone. It was shut down quite a few years ago. They moved everything over to MPEG 4 because Digicipher was MPEG 2. So all these receiver boxes got swapped out, and that's why this one ended up going to me to recycle, because it was already replaced. So I'm going to pull this power supply, and I'll maybe pull the battery, and then we'll scrap the rest of this unit. Power supply appears to just be held in place by a couple screws, so we'll just remove those. Couple little tabs have to be bent, or straightened out I should say, and then the power supply should lift up and out. Probably have to pop up this power connector. It probably comes up right with the entire unit actually, so let's just pry. Oops, missed a twist over here. Okay, this should lift out now. The entire power supply should just lift right out of this unit, and there we go. One power supply to recycle. I'll keep the battery. It's a CR2450, still measuring 3.1 volts, so it's still got some juice left in it. Cut myself taking it out, damn. This time I've got another Star Choice receiver, another Motorola Digicipher. This is an even older one, again Digicipher 2. Not compatible with anything anymore. So we're going to pull this one apart. I was hoping when I was given these that there was going to be a PVR and I'd be getting a hard drive. But these ones don't have any hard drives in them, so I'll just be gutting the power supply and getting the rest recycled. This one's got different security screws. Let me get into this one. We'll pull the power supply and take a look inside this one. At least I have a security bit for this one, so I won't have to use brute force like I did the other to get into. As you can see, the battery is already leaking on this one, so the battery is shot. This one here, the memory would be, the non-volatile memory would be gone at this point. Well, it would be now, but it would have been gone anyway because the battery itself was shot. But, let's say this is being recycled. I'm just getting the power supply out. And then I'll have a couple of spare power supplies kicking around for parts. And of course the power cord. It's always good to have nice power cords to be available for different projects. There's another power supply. So that's two. Let's get the third one up and see what I get with that one. This third one uses a hex key for the side screws. This one's a DSR 401, another old beast. No hard drive, so just a power supply, and the rest of it goes to the recycle bin. As you can see, all three of them are completely different inside. Completely different board in them all. This one's got more empty space than the others. I'll salvage the power cord, pull out the power supply, and this one they put glue around it as well. Getting down to 3 minutes on the disc here. So we're going to make this quick, as this is just a teardown video. I'm not doing anything else on here. I bet you the battery is bad on this one as well. We'll check it and see whether the battery is leaking or whether there's any voltage left on here. It looks like this one, the battery is leaking as well. You see, so is there any juice left in this battery? Yeah, 2 volts. So this one here, the non-volatile memory was also bad on this one. It would be gone. That's the problem that happened with these units. But they shut them down anyway long before that because the technology changed and they moved away from Digicipher and MPEG-2 and went to MPEG-4 for the encoding. So nothing of any value on here. So this is now, there's not even any displays or anything, a couple of LEDs in the front, whoop-de-doo. So these 3 units, I keep the power supplies and the power cords, and the rest of this crap just goes into the recycle bin. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. This was just a teardown. I wanted to show you guys what the video quality off of this little camera looked for shooting a repair type video. And I'll edit it and I'll upload this in 1080i as opposed to converting it to 1080p, so you can see what the native resolution off one of these little cameras was back in the day. I think you'll be quite impressed with how good it actually looks. And for the $40 it cost me, not that I'm planning on using it, it's kind of a novelty as part of my little camera collection. Now I gotta find one of those Hitachis that recorded onto the Blu-ray discs. But not holding my breath. If one of those comes up. If it comes up cheap, gotta be cheap. Sometimes I look in the Facebook Marketplace and I see people asking ridiculous amounts, like 5,000, or for a CCD 5000, like $300, and $400 for an old CCD V110. I got one sitting here. If someone wants to pay me $400 for it, they'll be welcome to it, because a camera that old is worth about what I paid for it. Nothing. Anyway, down to 1 minute on here, so this disc is just about full, recording at the full resolution that this unit is capable of. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.